name is Felicia and my family and I moved here from California almost 2 years ago. I was in a car accident a year before we actually sought care because I was fighting with insurance companies to try and get support through what would be our lawsuit and all of that. It just wasn't enough. The physical therapy wasn't enough. One of the things I was fighting for was for the insurance and the payout to cover our chiropractic care because I knew that would make a difference. I'm not getting any better and it's affecting my ability to drive, affecting my ability to take care of my kids, all of these things. And also my husband needs continuing care because he has a work injury in his back that if he doesn't keep himself in balance, and was recommended he kind of have lifelong chiropractic care. If he doesn't, it definitely affects his ability to function, the movement in his shoulder and his back. I knew that the next step was chiropractic to really make a difference in what would work for functioning for all of our family. And so when we were looking for a chiropractor, I actually reached out to my former chiropractor and asked if they had anybody that they knew and would recommend in the area. Her assistant doctor that she had just hired actually went to school with Dr. Ashley. And so of course she came highly recommended. When we were looking for a place, I didn't want just a place that my husband and I could come. It was really, really important to me that there was something offered for kids too. First time I started seeing a chiropractor, I was 10 and had noticed the difference between a chiropractor who can see kids and chiropractor who specializes in kids. So I really wanted somebody who understood what they were going through and trained specifically in what kids deal with and the difference between my back hurts a little bit and a growing pain that something more major is out of alignment that focuses on their sleep or their gut or all of these things. The attention and training and care that Dr. Ashley specifically does, sealed the deal 1000%. I was like, as soon as I had looked at all of them, there's nobody that I saw in the area that compared to what you two offer as a team. I loved that there was a lot of looking at what was going on in our bodies before you just put somebody on a table and adjust them, because that does happen in some offices. So I really appreciated that we did the scan where you're seeing what's going on in our body, you felt up and down the spine, and for the adults you took x-rays, especially because I was dealing with a car accident. And then for my kids, the full evaluation of not just what was going on with them currently, but their history, including my pregnancy and their birth in that first year of life, with that knowledge that Dr. Ashley has, how that will still affect them even though they're 5 and 7. And it just felt very holistic, really looking at our whole bodies and what was going on and what our individual care was going to need to be going forward. I'd never been adjusted by a NUCA doctor, so that was a new experience, very much more gentle and calming on my neck, which was where my injury really was. As soon as we started to get adjusting, I felt relief and I saw a difference very, very quickly. Before my second adjustment, I noticed the difference, and by my second and third adjustment, I was pain-free. Even some things in the gym that I hadn't been able to do because my muscles just weren't strong enough and repaired enough to do that. And then my kids felt so safe and comfortable. They had no hesitation climbing up on that table, talking about what was going on with their bodies. And our ongoing care, I really loved that they've started to pay attention to what's going on in their bodies and talk about, this has been going on, and I need to remember to tell Dr. Ashley when I come in. Helping create that awareness from the very first visit has made a big difference. Getting chiropractic care regularly in general is a huge difference in his pain and his energy levels, his brain fog. I would definitely say NUCA specifically has made it so that his brain fog and his attention is much more clear. A lot of times he has to, he has to pair it more with diet. The day or so after he gets adjusted, especially he sleeps better, which means he's sharper, which means he's in less pain and all of those things. And that night and the next day, those 40 to 72 hours are totally different as long as he's regularly getting adjusted. I am not in pain anymore. There's no things like holding up my neck where I can't turn, I can't grab something. Before I might have hesitated till when you have kids and you're jumping for something for them, I don't have the hesitation that that's gonna hurt. I sleep better. I haven't had to be very careful and specific about how my pillow's fluffed or whatever to support my neck so there's no pain. And again, I've been able to get back to lifting more in the gym, specifically anything above my head, that movement for my pain here. I have a chronic illness and I have noticed that chronic fatigue is less with what's going on with getting the regular adjustments again. For my husband, he has more energy, he has less brain fog, he has the less pain, which is a big deal for him to be able to function. My kids, they talk about how they sleep better and how they just feel happier. Like they've noticed how it's helped them be just more calm and happier and more at peace. They specifically talk about how if they're in pain, they need to come see Dr. Ashley. How Ashley talks to them and asks them questions about their body makes such a difference, because I mean, I've taught them those things their whole life, but they're retaining it in a different way from another adult, and it's been a huge gift, and it will continue to be a gift for them. I really appreciate that it is so individualized. Like you come in, you check what's going on specifically with my body, not just what's going on in that moment, but also looking at what's been going on overall. And if I have different areas of myself that are struggling, you don't necessarily do the same adjustment. So for me, especially besides the injury here and just normal alignment, I have other things going on that you check in with. And if those are going on, we don't need to adjust anything. If they've popped up again, you'll adjust it, as opposed to just overdoing it. And then who knows if I'm actually getting better or if it's making any difference, because if you do it all the time, is it actually making a difference? I really appreciate that. You're like, you look at it and you're just like, oh, you're good. You don't need to. And so that also lets me know that the other things that I'm doing are worthwhile and make a difference. And it's not just constantly, there's something wrong, there's something wrong, there's something wrong. Good quality care, you can't, people who get what's actually going on in your body is a gift. I would use the word peaceful. It gives us peace when we're here, and it definitely helps create peace at home for all of us on different levels. And having fought for my health through a chronic illness and through two difficult high-risk births and all of those things, having people who understand, who listen, and who have the knowledge to provide more, again, holistic, as in your whole body, care, and not just like, oh, well, I only look at the liver, so I can't really tell you what's going on with your kidney and how these work together, when they absolutely work in sync. And having that within your body to create more peace at home is priceless. It has been a huge gift.